Hey everybody, welcome to my new channel. I just had to check if OBS was actually working because it is, oh my god, it's been so tricky to sort. But today we're going to be starting off the channel by covering some trans ideology stuff. I figured it'd be a good starting point because I've got to be honest, I don't see how people find it very complex. I'm going to back away from the microphone a bit because I don't know if it's causing any issues. But straight away, we're going to jump into this article by the BBC. And it's pretty much regarding new guidance on single-sex spaces, which is coming to force. So I'm going to swap to the scene view. Here we are. So if you have a look around here, single-sex spaces open to the public, such as toilets, changing rooms, should be organised based on biological sex according to official guidance that had come into force. Now, I completely agree with this. If you're a man, go to the male toilets. If you're a woman, go to the female toilets. There is one thing. If we go down here, it says trans rights activists have strongly opposed the code, saying it made trans people's lives more difficult. Now, I disagree with this. If you're trans, you have a mental illness, and if you lean into it, it's like a depressed person leaning into themselves of being depressed. It makes no sense. No one would walk up to a depressed person and say, yes, you are worthless. So why are we walking up to biological males and saying, yeah, you're right, you're a woman? It don't make any sense. You should be seeking treatment to get yourself back to being okay with your own body, being okay with your own mind, because a sex change is not healthcare. It's what is that phrase now? It's sex denying surgery. Like you can't change your sex. Learn to live with it. You can be an effeminate man. You can be like a very masculine woman, like a dyke, but you can't actually swap your sexes. That's just not how it works. It's like it causes you no issues as well. Just to go back to the point, it causes you no issues. You can go into the disabled toilets. I'm losing my voice a little bit. You can go into the disabled toilets, and no one's really gonna bat an eye at you. And a lot of places have single cubicles, anyways. Like my old college used to. So I don't see how this is possibly an issue. But I suppose another thing is the trans men going into the men's toilets. I don't really have an issue with that because I believe as a man, you shouldn't really be scared of a woman going into your bathroom. Sex-based violence is largely men against women. So the idea that a trans woman would be some sort of like, I don't know, sexual threat to a grown man, or like, well, yeah, literally any type of man, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So if we go to where is it? Up here. I don't actually understand how this has become a debate at all. It comes 16 months after the UK Supreme Court ruled sex inequality law means biological sex rather than the gender someone identifies as. I mean, the word sex was literally used. These people like to say that sex and gender are not equal things. And yet, here, they were trying to say that, oh yeah, because I'm transgender, I can go into the opposite sex bathrooms. It makes no sense whatsoever. I think that this is just a complete fix. Like, we're finally getting around to fixing all of this. I believe somewhere down here it even says for 15 years this has been going on. It's wild. But yeah, it shouldn't be controversial that men go in men's toilets, women go in women's toilets. Trans men, okay, go in the men's toilets, no one cares. But trans women, you can be like a 6-foot bodybuilder with like a wig on. You can't go in the female toilets. It is just, it's predatory behaviour and it's just plain unsafe. So oh wait, I've gone off of this. Return to homepage. Right, there we go. Oh wait. There we go. I'm back to the original sign. Right, so all I need is this top bit, so it doesn't really matter that it's asking me to sign in or create an account. So I find this really funny because they were saying, like a few news reporters, that apparently this is going to cause like millions of pounds of sign changes and like changing non-sex splits. What do you call it? Bathrooms. And I think it's on you if you went with the guidance because it's common sense. Just keep them separate. It's the safest way to do it. But I'd like to also point out, right, that Blackpool painted pride colours on road crossings despite having £570 million in debt. And you might think, why does that matter, right? And essentially, what it means, so why it matters, is that they spent £35,000, and this was in 2025, I believe, right? Spent £35,000 drawing pride flags on zebra crossings. It makes no sense at all. Like, no sense. So, could that money not be used in the future to help with the sign changes for people who, for some reason, followed the government guidance or lack of guidance and made not single sex, dual sex toilets? Like, could this money not have gone to those people? Like, I get that it's only just happening, but this is the type of thing that they're spending money on. And yet, this is a Labour council, by the way. This is with these. Um, why not just scrap all of these random schemes, and you will be able to pay your businesses to get the signs changed? It is not a big deal. We have the money for this. Now, I am going to give you a fair warning, right? What I'm going to fetch up next, you can click off now, all right? It's the Socialist Worker newspaper. So if I go onto here and click seen, right, you can see my face like 17 times. We can see trade unionists must lead the fight against the EHRC's transphobic guidance. Now, I don't believe in transphobia. I believe there's no such thing as depressobia. So there's no such thing as just going against a mental health issue. The real mental health issue is actually confirming that they are the opposite sex, because that's just not how that works. You're not the opposite gender. I'm sorry. So if you go down here, it gets called transphobic guidance, which is just wild if you ask me. This is despite the fact it has been practiced for 15 years. Now, all I'm saying is that it has been wrong for 15 years, and we're correcting it. That is as simple as it possibly gets. It's Hang on. The judges claimed that any understanding of the Equality Act 2010 other than this would be incoherent and impracticable. So yeah, I agree. I agree with this, right? It's not worked for 15 years. Now we've just got around to fixing it. What do you want? Most public spaces do not have gender-neutral toilets, changing rooms, or other facilities, and there certainly won't be a push to create them. So go into the disabled toilets. Now I've been thinking about this recently, right? And I genuinely do believe there should be some sort of like lanyard. If you're trans-identifying, there should be some sort of lanyard, or just wear the unseen disability one. Which I guess most trans people, you can tell which sex they actually are. But yeah, just the hidden disability thing, and no one would question why you're going into the disabled toilets. And that just completely eradicates the idea that you're going to have to go into the male or female toilets as a transgender person, because it's just not the case. Most places have disabled toilets. Use them. I mean, most normal people do. You don't have to be disabled, really, to use them. I mean, it's not good practice, but you don't. There's no legal basis. So yeah, it's so stupid. They're making a big deal out of nothing. It was immediately a fight for everyone to get behind. What? Like, no, it isn't. No. And this is because the socialist worker is just incredibly left wing. Like, literally, socialist. I mean, what is this photo? It's like a mockery of what a woman would like. Pink, like, what do you even call it? Like fur, sparkles. Like, come on, come on. So this might feel a bit like sort of thrown in, but another thing I'd like to make really clear is that the majority of people, as far as I can tell anyways, especially like older people who vote for like things like Labour and the Greens, thinking it's like a socialist way of life, because the Northerners in England, like from Yorkshire, they tend to be mining communities. Like, my granddad was a miner and he voted Labour his entire life. But what I realised is that they're sort of sneaking the whole trans cult along with it, along with the whole socialist aspect. So if we quickly go to scene view, right, I can show you. I decided to ask Gemini, right, what are the policies of Labour UK? And it said, so economic growth and housing, clean energy and environment, healthcare, no mention of trans, crime and justice, education and opportunity. And then if we go further down, constitutional and governance reforms. There's no mention on here of, well, any sort of trans ideology. So I actually decided that, oh wait, oh there it is. I actually decided to ask it why it didn't list their views on trans ideology. And then it just sort of adds on that Labour's stance on transgender rights, gender recognition, and single sex spaces is an important policy area. And yet, when you ask it, because a lot of people will be doing this, like asking Gemini, because it's Google's chatbot, like it's supposed to give you a good answer. Most people would expect it to list what they actually believe in, except they've not listed an entire apparently important part of this. So I don't get why this is the case, but I suppose I sort of do, because they're relying on the economic left wing, which a lot of the North is, to sort of carry in the social left wing, which a lot of the youth are. And the issue is that many of the economically left wing people in the north of England, they don't really see this. A lot of older people, older people, if you ask them like, "Oh, what's your opinion on this gender stuff? What's your opinion on this, that?" They just sort of call you a lunatic for even saying a boy could be a girl or a girl could be a boy. And this is the thing. It's like normally you vote for the party that's going to give you the most of what you want. And some people are doing this when they're voting Labour, like older people. But they're also fetching in all of this gender recognition stuff. Now, I mean, look at this. Simplifying the process, Labour supports modernising the Gender Recognition Act to streamline its administrative process for trans individuals obtaining a gender recognition certificate. I mean, that makes no sense for like the majority of socially conservative people in the north to be voting for, but they vote for it without knowing because it's not on the big list that this is going on. So I decided to ask the Green Party, right? Ask Gemini about the Green Party. What are the policies of the Greens in the UK, right? And public ownership, all of this, taxation. Trust me, I could make an entire I might make an entire video talking about the green tax policies. And you've got climate and the environment, housing, governance, and rights and foreign policy. And this is the only one that actually mentioned it, right? So, because Labour didn't, these guys did. If I could just find it, I believe it was somewhere near the bottom. Oh, there we go. So granting asylum seekers the right to work while applications are processed, protecting the Human Rights Act, and supporting self-identification for trans and non-binary individuals. So the Green Party is a lot more obvious with it, but the Green Party also relies on the socially left-wing and the extremely economic left-wing, which for a lot of the time is exactly this, 16s and under. Like, this is why they want to lower it to 16, so we can get more votes out of the youth, because the youth tends to be a lot more socially liberal than the elder people. So these guys can afford to be a lot more open than Labour and the Conservatives about it, but we need to remember that Labour and the Conservatives are the parties that had majorities, had control, and still let the whole trans bandwagon cult create itself and establish itself in the UK. It's not just parties like this. Like, there's stuff happening behind the scenes that most people don't even know they're voting for. And that's what my point is here, that a lot of this is actually getting snuck in. It's like some people genuinely don't know. But if we go over here, right, why did you barely list their views on trans ideology? Because if you have a look, it's hidden in immigration and human rights. Like, where's the rest? I feel like this should be a bigger thing. When I believe Hannah Spencer, I believe her name is Anna Spencer. When she was asked whether a woman could have a penis by, this was by Edge of the Matrix, another YouTuber. God, I love that guy. She just refused to answer. She would not answer. The security got involved. It was a mess. And I mean, you can see that even though they're like extremely liberal, they're still not openly just saying it, which is weird because a lot of their supporters are pro-trans. So it just shows you how a lot of these parties, even the ones that are pro-trans ideology, are trying to hide it from the public. Because, like, if I wanted really left-wing economics, I'd have to fetch in the trans ideology alongside it with the Green Party. Like, it genuinely makes no sense. So, yeah, if we go down here, why did you barely list their views on trans ideology? You can see recognition of non-binary identities, because that's a priority for the country apparently. Legal self-identification, healthcare access, conversion therapy ban. Now, I believe that they should be given some sort of, I don't know what you call it, therapy. Just genuinely therapy. To get anything like sexual abuse, because that tends to be a big thing, help people sort out their autism. It's like, by stopping this, you're essentially letting a bunch of people get groomed into being trans. And when they actually do start taking hormones and getting surgery, those people are no longer going to be like properly socially beneficial to the United Kingdom, because they're going to be a drain on mental health services, and they're no longer going to be able to have children because you've literally cut their thing off. Like this an entire idea, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Youth rights, right? Gender recognition updates for young people. I don't agree with that either. Like, there's a lot of young people that are coming out as trans now, and it is essentially online grooming and a social contagion. Except all of this, look at all of this, right? The official policy pledges, and look at the summary that Google Gemini decided to give me, where it's literally hidden in this paragraph here. You would not even notice it if you were just giving it a quick glance. So I know this isn't the official page, but the majority of people, I doubt, would go to the official page and would probably just ask a chatbot, because AI is a new thing, and older people, for some reason, tend to trust it not to hallucinate or like not to ignore some obvious facts, like it has done about the trans ideology of the Green Party here, or just the complete ignorance that apparently Labour has any sort of what do you call it, trans ideology policies. It, everything's just getting sort of snuck in under the radar, and I feel like the public do definitely need warning about all this. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more, what do you call it, political videos. I really want to cover immigration. I really want to cover the trans cult and online grooming, because I do think that's a massive thing. I want to cover the grooming gangs in Rochdale and in oh, what's that place near me? There's a place near me that were like really bad for them as well. That's in the north of England. And I'd probably like to cover how immigration is changing the ability of the British public, like the native Britons, to react to the immigration crisis. Because obviously, you know what? I'm going to leave it for the next video because my voice is genuinely going. I really hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Tell me if it was just messy and all over the place. Tell me if I need to include some music. And I suppose that's it. Thank you for watching.